Welcome to the most explosive betrayal story you'll ever read, Sparkles. A story where silence becomes revenge, truth becomes a weapon, and one woman turns an entire city into a mirror that reflects a man's sins back at him. Everyone said their 10th anniversary party would be perfect, a night of love, celebration, and glowing speeches. But even before the guests arrived, Lily Carter felt a tightness in her chest, the kind that whispers, something is coming. Still, she smiled, dressed in a soft silver gown, and let her husband, Daniel Carter, one of the city's most charming businessmen, place a cold kiss on her cheek. She didn't know whether to call it affection or habit anymore. The hall glittered with golden lights, music hummed in the background, and people toasted to the perfect couple. Lily kept smiling. After all, that's what she had learned to do in 10 years of keeping his secrets safe, even the ones that weren't hers to carry. But the night shattered at 9:13 p.m. Daniel, drunk on attention and champagne, tapped his glass and loudly declared, "Everyone, raise your glasses to my wife, my beautiful little financial burden." Laughter exploded around him. Not because it was funny, but because nobody wanted to be the first to say it wasn't. Lily's heart didn't break. It simply stilled. Heat flooded her cheeks, her fingers trembled against the tablecloth, and for a second the world tilted. But she didn't cry, didn't shout, didn't even blink long enough for anyone to read her pain. She simply stood up, picked up her purse, and walked out. No drama. No confrontation. No goodbye. Just a quiet exit from a life she had been drowning in for years. Behind her, Daniel kept laughing, assuming she was being overly sensitive again. He didn't know that the woman who walked out wasn't the same woman who had walked in. Because Lily knew something nobody else did. She wasn't leaving in defeat. She was leaving to start the countdown. Daniel came home past midnight, still tipsy, still laughing with his friends, still mocking her absence. Maybe she finally ran out of things to complain about. But Lily wasn't home. Instead, the living room lights flickered against the walls, reflecting off something placed neatly on the table, a box. Inside the box were printed screenshots. His late-night chats. His business meetings. His secret hotel bookings. The transfers he made from their joint account to an account she had never heard of. Messages he sent other women calling her boring, clingy, expensive. Daniel froze. Then he laughed again. "She won't do anything," he muttered. "She never does." He had no idea how wrong he was. The next morning, the city woke up to madness. People driving to work slammed brakes. Pedestrians stopped in the middle of the street. Kids recording TikToks forgot their dance steps. Because every single billboard in the city, every electronic screen above highways, malls, and intersections was playing a rotating slideshow of Daniel's sins. His flirtatious messages with women half his age. His lies about working late. His promises to someone else to save money for our life together. His voice notes confessing how he had drained money from Lily's account because she doesn't need to know everything. Everything exposed. Every lie glowing in neon across the sky. His name. His number. His face. His words. People whispered, gasped, pointed, filmed, uploaded, shared. Daniel Carter, the man who shamed his wife, now shamed by his own truth. By noon, he was trending in the entire country. Daniel stumbled into the streets screaming that it was all fake, photoshopped, edited, lies. But the city already knew his voice, his texting style, his profile picture, his ego. He had built his image on charm. Now it crumbled under truth. He paced the streets pulling at his hair, sweating, shaking, shouting at the screens like a madman. And across the road, quietly leaning against a car, stood Lily. She wasn't hiding. She didn't need to. Beside her was Maya, her childhood friend, who just happened to be a senior creative director at the city's biggest billboard company. The slideshow played beautifully. Smooth transitions. Perfect timing. A quiet masterpiece of revenge. Daniel saw her. His voice cracked. "Lily, you did this? You're destroying me." For the first time in years, Lily walked toward him with calm steps, her voice soft and deadly steady. "You destroyed yourself. I only turned the lights on." He dropped to his knees. People filmed. He tried to cover his face. But it was too late. Everything he had thrown at her, humiliation, lies, insults, returned bigger, brighter, louder. Her silence was louder than his shouting. Her truth stronger than his denial. Her revenge cleaner than any words she could have screamed that night. And just like she had walked out of the party, she walked away from the street, quiet, steady, free. This time, she didn't look back either. May your life be filled with truth, not lies. Love, not betrayal. And may every dish you cook or eat bring peace, not poison. Stay strong. Stay wise. Stay unbreakable. Sparkles wishing you love, courage and power in every step of life. Sparkles.